Simply Forex. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you're all well. Hope you had a good weekend. I had a terrible weekend because Liverpool lost against Newcastle, and me and the editor are very upset. We may never recover from that result, but we're going to win the league anyway, so we're going to take solace in that. But yeah, had a terrible weekend, and I'm also going to talk to you about a terrible trade. I'm quite happy to admit it. I'm going to talk to you about a terrible trade that I am still in, right? But yeah, it's a really interesting one because this is about having an opinion on a pair rather than trading what you see, which is something I say you never should do, and I've done it. So we're going to look at that as well, guys. Also, if I look like I have been potentially hitting the bong or something, my eyes, because of my eyes, is because I was in the swimming pool earlier on, and I just think there was like industrial strength chlorine used, and I have totally blurred vision. But it was good exercise. So there you go, guys. So if I look like I've got bright red eyes, then you know why. What else are we going to look at? We're going to look at some news, right? On the economic calendar, we have news coming out at 1:30. We have a slew of data coming out of the US and Canada, guys, right? The US data is meh. So, don't know what that noise was, is so-so, important, but not super important. But then, you know, coming out of Canada, we have CPI, we have inflation figures, right? So this is important. So that'll be interesting to see what comes out of there. We will play Guess the News game. I know you get excited when we play Guess the News game, so that's what we're going to do. So that's all coming out at 1:30. Someone please remind me when that comes out, because once I start chatting, I cannot stop. But when I start chatting about trading, I cannot stop. Ask any of my friends. They will tell you. What else are we going to do? That's it, guys. Yeah. So we got news. We got a trade I'm going to show you. And we're going to just take all of your questions. So don't be shy, guys. This is your opportunity to ask me as many questions as you like about. You can ask me questions about anything. I really don't mind, but mainly trading. All right, but you can ask me about anything. I've got my coffee in my LFC mug as usual. I probably shouldn't be sporting my LFC mug as we lost to Newcastle at the weekend. But there you go. If we've got any Newcastle fans in, congratulations. Well done. I was in the pub with a load of Geordies, and I've never had so many Geordies shout in my ear. So there you go. Anyway, let's move on from the football. Me and the editor are sad, but we'll get over it. So I'm going to start by showing you a trade, right? Even if this does work out, it's still a bad trade, right? And let me show you what I mean, guys, right? So today I have liked Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, right? Sorry, Aussie dollar, US dollar. So we're looking at Aussie dollar, US dollar, and this is the daily chart. Right, and just clearly, right, we are in an uptrend. Okay, right, clearly, right, we're in an uptrend. We're above the moving average 20, and yesterday we got this really nice, super bullish candle. Okay, now we could potentially take price all the way up to this 0.6400, this last high, right? But first of all, I'd probably aim for the last daily high. Okay, there's not much in it. So that's all good, right? My direction is to buy Aussie dollar, US dollar. Now, if we look at the H4, I have seen this H4 candle. You're probably going to think, Tom, what is wrong with this? Why are you beating yourself up so much? Well, I'm going to explain. Right? We're clearly in a H4 uptrend, right? We've had a nice big bullish H4 candle, right? And I am saying we can take it up to 6,400 psychological level. But the big but with this is there's no value, guys, right? I've just seen this big H4 candle. It's a million miles away from the moving average 20. I got a slight retrace, right, down to 6,380. I've put my stop loss literally in here, and the idea is to take it up to 6,400. and this is my buy trade. So this is the trade I'm in. I put this in the Discord channel, the VIP Discord. And the problem with it is there's just no value in the trade, guys. You know, price is so overextended up here, right? Where I really want to trade from is in here, right? Moving average 20 catches up, maybe in here somewhere, we get a nice bullish reaction, and then we can start buying. So it's a bad trade for the fact that I have bought in a very overextended area of the market. All right. Now, this may play out. This may play out and come up and hit target, but it's not a good trade. It didn't tick all the boxes for me. So if we think of ticking all the boxes, right, I need to have trend on side, right, tick. I need to have support and resistance on side. I would say not tick. I will show you on the daily. I need to have value, which I've just shown you was definitely not a tick, right? And I need to have the candlestick, and that was a tick. But out of my 4 pieces of criteria, we only meet 2 of them. So it really shouldn't be a trade, okay? And if we go to the day chart, like I say, guys, we are into some, you know, an area of resistance through here, right? So, you know, maybe I'm beating myself up a little bit too much, but it's not a good trade. And I just wanted to share you the reasons why it's not a good trade. I will stop moaning now, but yeah, I just wanted to make that clear, guys. You know, if you have a criteria to entry, right, then really all of them have to be met before you take a trade. And some of mine weren't, and I still took the trade. So it's not an A1 top-notch trade. Right, whether it works out or not, it's a bad trade. So there you go, guys. Wanted to share with you about Aussie dollar, US dollar. I am buying that as we speak. Let's have a quick look at see who's in the live chat. Let me just bring up the live chat. Who we've got in today. So Tony, how are you? Tony's done for the day. I'm done for the day, disciplined and staying consistent. Tony, that is the aim of the game, the name of the game, right? Othman, hello, how are you? Tony, how are you? Zuzi, hi. Luigi, Jet. Zuzi's got some questions. Great, we'll answer all of them, Zuzi. So let's do just that. I'm going to show you a couple of trades. Before I look at Zuzi's question, I'm just going to show you a couple of trades I'm interested in as well, guys. And there are a couple of Canadian dollar pairs. Now, the problem is we do have some Canadian dollar CPI coming out in a minute, right? But if we look at the Canadian dollar Swiss franc day chart, you know, I would even say we've had a bit of a break, right? We're in a daily uptrend. We've got bullish candle, and we've got room to move into, potentially up to this 0.62,000. So on the day chart, it looks good. And then if we drop down to the H4, we are nicely in a H4 uptrend, right? You can clearly see we are. And price is at a really nice area in here because we're back towards the moving average 20, and this represents really nice value. So I really like Canadian dollar Swiss franc buys in this zone here, up to here, but we have CPI. So let's see what that does to this trade. We'll actually have a look at this trade. And also like Euro Canadian dollar. If we look at the day chart, you can see Euro Canadian dollar has been super overextended, right? Like all Euro pairs. And then we're just starting to see sellers take over, okay? We are also in a H4 downtrend, right? It was a little scruffy, I would say, but I would say the structure break is there, okay? And then we sort of held on to that level, and this is where we're at. We're in a downtrend, and again, right, we are at the moving average 20, and we are getting a nice big bearish candle. So I think this has room to the downside as well, okay? I would aim for 550 and then 5500. Yeah, just aim for the next psychological level. But again, this depends on Canadian dollar CPI, which is coming out at 1/2 the hour. So there are a couple of trades I'm looking at. Was there anything else I was looking at today? I've just had a shave. I feel very freshly shaven. God, we won't talk about shaving again like we did the other day. No, and that's pretty much it, guys. I also like Euro Aussie dollar, actually. Yeah, Euro Aussie dollar. We're getting a really nice reaction now. Yeah, so we really like this for a trade as well, guys. Yeah, if we look at the H4, right, we are in. So let's start with the daily, right? I really like this as well. Again, a euro trade, super duper overbought, right? And now sellers are taking complete control of this market. And we've got lots of room to come down to the moving average 20. And that's normally a good target, really. Again, if we drop down to the H4, we are clearly in a H4 downtrend. And what I really like, guys, is that it broke this key level. It broke a key support level in here, and now it's come back and it's retesting it. Okay, so if we end up with a bearish H4 candle that looks something like this, I will be selling Euro Aussie dollar. No diggity, no doubt. Right? I really like this setup, more so than Euro CAD. And with this setup, we don't have Canadian dollar news coming out. All right, so yeah, really like Euro Aussie dollar sells. So there you go, guys. That's what I am looking at. Let's take a few questions from you guys. Sorry, I keep feeling my face. So it's a brand new razor that I've got. Anyway, you don't care. Zuzi has got a question here, and it's a good question, right? So what does having a trading edge mean to you? How do you know when you have a trading edge? So it's a good question, Zuzi. Always enjoy your questions. Now, your trading edge is made up of three things, right? Your trading edge is made up of your strategy, right? Your trading plan, okay? When to enter, when to exit, etc., right? Your trading edge is also made up of your money and risk management, okay? And finally, your trading edge is made up of your psychology. So there's three things that make up your trading edge, right? And I always use this analogy. You're basically juggling three balls every single day in the market. Now, the thing that makes trading tricky and difficult is that you cannot drop any one of those balls, right? So let's say your strategy is really good, your money and risk management's really good, but for some reason your psychology's off for the day, right? It won't end well. Let's say your psychology's bang on, your strategy's bang on, but your money and risk management is all over the show. That will end badly, right? You have to have all three of those balls working together. You cannot drop one. And that's really what makes trading difficult. Now, those are your trading edge. And how do you know, so what does trading edge mean to you, and how do you know when you have a trading edge? So my trading edge means to me is juggling those three things and focusing on performance, right? And my performance is made up of those three things. So if I nail my strategy every day, if I nail my money and risk management every day, if I nail my psychology, make sure my mind is set for the day and I'm ready to trade and there's no distractions, my mind's not elsewhere, then tick, right? Then generally speaking, I will be consistent. I will be a good trader, okay? Because my performance is good. Now that's regardless of the outcome of the trade. I was actually chatting to Trevor, shout out to Trevor, on my mentorship program, okay? And it's all about performance, okay? Whether you have a losing trade or a winning trade is irrelevant. You just have to perform well in terms of your trading edge. Okay, now, so how do you know when you have a trading edge? Now, that comes from longevity, and your results tell you that. Okay, there's no other indicator that can tell you that, because let's imagine that you are performing well every day in the market, but you are still losing money. So something tells me that probably your strategy isn't a good strategy, right? Now, if you've been trading for 6 months and you're starting to see results, chances are your strategy is good and your money and risk management and psychology are all working in tandem. So it's purely consistency in your trading, and then eventually consistent results that will tell you that you have a trading edge or not. But it takes time, guys, right? I probably, it took me years, right? Years and years to become consistent, right? Then it took a couple more years to get some real profit out of the market. So it's not a quick thing, and everyone, gets there in their own time and their own way, but you have to perform every day in terms of your trading edge. And just to carry this on for another analogy, right? So let's say you're playing football, right? Now, if you're playing football, you stayed in the night before, you've had spaghetti bolognese for dinner, you've woken up and you've had a very healthy breakfast in preparation for your football in the afternoon. You're very hydrated, you've been at training all week, right? You're totally ready for match day. Okay. So you are prepared. Okay. Now it's the same for trading. If you are prepared in terms of you doing your analysis every morning, going through all the pairs, analyzing them, getting you into the right mindset as well, then chances are you'll have a good day, right? Whereas if you turn up to football, you was out the night before, you was hungover, you've had a cigarette on the way to football, right? I'm exaggerating, but then you're going to perform badly. Whereas if you prepare really well, right, you can still have a good or bad game, but at least you've prepared, at least you've done all the right things. Whereas if you turn up unprepared, hungover, smoking a cigarette, then you are going to perform badly. There's no two ways about it. All right. So always think of it from a performance perspective, guys. That's what trading is all about. Like anything, if you want to be good at being a doctor, right? Anything, football, whatever, dentist, lawyer, whatever, right? You've got to put in a good performance, right? And trading's no different. And how long does it take to typically develop a trading edge, Susie? How long is a piece of string, right? Everyone is different, right? It might take you 6 months to develop a trading edge and consistency. It might take you 5 years. Everyone's different. It depends how much time you can allocate to learning trading. Lots of people have full-time jobs, have families, right? It's difficult to dedicate the time. So there's lots of, factors, but just focus on your trading edge and performance. That is it. And just do that every day. Don't worry about results. Worry about the process. Okay, and what are some common misconceptions or mistakes traders make when trying to develop a trading edge? Okay, Susie, that is a good question as well. Let me have some coffee to stimulate my brain power. So common misconceptions, right? That I need to be in the market. That is the biggest misconception, right? People who start trading and new to trading, they feel like they have to trade, right? They want to be in the market every day, and ultimately they overtrade, and that will end badly, guaranteed, right? You don't need a lot of trades to be successful, right? 1 or 2 trades a day, you will do brilliantly, right? Yeah, 1 or 2 trades a week, you will do brilliantly. 1 or 2 trades a month even. But it's all about quality over quantity. Don't think you have to be in the market all the time to make money. That is the biggest misconception. Another big misconception, when I speak to traders, is the psychology aspect as well, right? So they think they can just, they come in after work, right? They sit down in front of their computer, they pull up Aussie dollar, US dollar. They're like, right, H4 uptrend, big bullish candle. I'm going to start buying. Right, done. Right? No, right? You have to put in the preparation, right? I analyze all of these 28 currency pairs, like down here, right? All of these every single morning. All of these, NASDAQ, S&P, oil, not so much these ones down the bottom. They're just people want to look at them. Silver, gold, and then all the currencies, right? I look at all of them and analyze them every single morning at the same time, right? So by doing that, it develops a trader's mindset. I have routine, I have structure, it creates discipline, and it also means that I know what I'm going to do with my trade before it even happens, right? So you cannot just jump into the charts and expect to see something. You have to prepare and you have to do your analysis before you start your trading day. Other misconceptions. You know, I'm going to make quick money, right? That's another big misconception. A lot of people get into trading. I was similar, guys, right? I was like, right, I'm going to make all this money by X, by Christmas or whatever. And it's all nonsense, right? It's a slow process. It's like the tortoise and the hare, right? The tortoise will win the day with trading, right? You stick at it, you understand the core principles of price action, you develop your trading edge, you're in it for the long term, you will make money, right? If you're trying to make quick money, right, in and out all the time, you know, that won't end well as well. All right, so yeah, I hope that answers your question, Zuzi, and some really good questions, Zuzi. So appreciate those as always. Right, before we go any further, guys, if you are enjoying the analysis, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. If you haven't already, please come join our trading community. You can talk to like-minded traders, share knowledge, ideas, have a chit chat. So please come join our free Discord channel. It is free. Also, guys, if you want access to all of our premium trading education, right, then please visit our website www.simply-forex.com and check it out. We've got the Simply Forex course, we have got the VIP Discord, and we've got the one-on-one mentorship program where I coach you one-on-one. All right, if you're interested in that, check out the website. And then finally, guys, today's live stream is brought to you by Pepperstone. If you look above my head right now, Pepperstone, a world-class broker that is compatible with TradingView, is going to give you, if you sign up with them and switch broker today, they're going to give you a free TradingView subscription, and they are going to give you free access to our VIP Trading Academy. It's a no-brainer, guys. It is a brilliant broker, and you get all those perks. So swap over today, guys. Right, Niraj. Hi, Niraj. How are you? Niraj wants to look at Aussie dollar, Japanese yen. All right, and we've also got a question here from Bojan. Actually, I like Bojan, what he's saying. I agree, Sensei. As Seneca said, luck is when the preparation meets opportunity. Couldn't agree more, right? You've got to do that preparation, guys. You just can't jump into the charts and expect to pull out an amazing winning trade, right? You've really got to analyze the markets. There's no substitute for hard work, right? Right, Niraj, Aussie dollar, Japanese yen. Let's take a look. And I'll tell you what we haven't done for a while, guys. Actually, we don't really have time. So we've got news coming out. So I'll analyze this one, and then the next currency pair that somebody wants to analyze, we will do together after the news, right? So I don't want to start by saying the problem is, but this is the problem, right? You are at a key weekly, monthly support level. In fact, let's go to the monthly chart, right? You can see what was once resistance became support, and it's still support. And obviously it's a monthly support level. It's going to be very bloody good and strong. Just, it is fact, right? I was speaking to a trader the other day, and he was like, even when you come to support, price can just sail through it. Yes, it can, but it's very uncommon, right? You're going to get buyers at this level. You just are, right? So think like that. Don't think price is just going to sail through it. Rarely happens. In fact, I stopped talking to this trader. No names, but I was like, sorry, I have to go now. Right? But anyway, we're at a monthly support level, right? And we're obviously, this is a monthly candle. This is nowhere near finished forming, but buyers are in, right? If you look at the weekly chart, there's the buyers, right? Look at that wick followed by that candle. Clearly buyers are in the market, right? But we are in, right? I'm even going to go there. Yeah, we are in a weekly downtrend, right? We're getting higher highs, sorry, lower highs, lower lows, right? We're in a downtrend. And this seems to be potentially a pretty good level of resistance, right? Got the moving average 20 coming round as well. Maybe it wants to pop up a little bit further. But in here, in here is looking like potentially a good area to sell the market, right? So you are between, a good resistance level and a good support level, right? Which is normally somewhere you don't want to be, okay? So let's carry on down to the day chart now. And on this day chart, right, you can see we have clearly had, I'm going to do that, right? You can clearly see we've had a structure break. We were getting lower highs, right? These lows stopped making lower lows. That is always a red flag. The trend is slowing down or in fact going to reverse, right? It's a double bottom is what we're seeing. This is a double bottom pattern and it's broken this high. So if you read a lot into chart patterns, then with a double bottom pattern, whatever that was, it should then go that distance again, right? That's how a double bottom pattern should work. It's not easy to say double bottom pattern. It's not that difficult. So we want to buy it on the day chart, and we've got a nice big bullish candle. Let me draw that line again. I've been drinking, guys, so bear with me. Right, we've got a nice big bullish candle, just broken a level, but you can see this level is potentially a good resistance level, right? So it's a tricky one at the moment. What I would like to see with Aussie dollar yen is a bit of a retrace, maybe back down to this high here, maybe even down to the moving average 20, maybe a bit further, somewhere in here, right? We get a bullish reaction and then we can take price back to this level, if not further. All right, so that's what we're seeing with Aussie dollar yen, right? I want to buy it, but now is a little bit tricky. Now it's hit this level, right? Now, this was one of my trade ideas for today. So if we go back to here, right, there was still a bit of room to move into, right? So I was thinking, right, we get a little bit of a retrace back down to here, like I said, moving average 20. We get a little retrace on the H4, and then we take price back up to here, okay? But if we go down to the H4, right, right, if we go down to the H4, it just hasn't stopped, right? It's just, there was no retrace, right? It's just gone bang, right? I was wanting a little bit of a retrace and then we come higher. So no trade really, guys. When the market does that, it's very difficult to trade. When the market does this, it's very easy to trade, right? Yeah, they start at the same spot, they end up at the same spot, but this is easy to trade. Just buy in here somewhere, right? This is difficult to get in on. All right, so yes, Aussie dollar yen's pretty much already hit target for today, Niraj. What else we got here? CJ, afternoon, Tom. Just munched for a pack of digestives. They were 10 out of 10. CJ, a man after my own heart. Literally, before I got onto this live stream, I have had 2 chocolate salted caramel little digestive bar things, not really biscuits, more like cake things. And yeah, I could just keep plowing through them like a madman. So when it comes to trading, I consider myself, a very disciplined robot. When it comes to chocolate, I am a weak man. So there you go. It's out of the bag now. I've revealed it. But CJ, yeah, good. Hope you enjoyed them. There's probably going to be an element of guilt now that you've polished off all the biscuits. That's what I usually get. A little bit of guilt that I've just eaten 3 million calories. But what can you do, guys? You can't be healthy all the time. We've just had news. Quickly does it. Let's have a look at Aussie dollar, US dollar. What are we seeing in terms of, okay, not much in terms of US dollar. Nobody reminded me of the news, guys. So US dollar, not much happening here, right? No big reaction. But let's have a look at a Canadian dollar pair, because we did have Canadian dollar CPI. Okay, and we are seeing a continuation of this Canadian dollar strength that we've been seeing today. So I'm going to suggest, right, we're going to play Guess the News game. So I'm going to suggest Canadian dollars. Thank you. See how in tandem we are? We're like Morecambe and Wise, like Laurel and Hardy, like Superman and Superwoman. Don't ask who's Superman. Thank you. Okay, that is the most, that's like, I'm showing my age, but that's like Sid James out of Carry On films. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. I'm going to suggest better than expected CPI data for the Canadian dollar. And let's go back to US dollar. And as expected on the US dollar news, on the US dollar news. Let's take a look. Okay. So, yeah, okay. So Canadian dollar, I was right? Just a little bit better than expected, or a lot better than expected, actually, right? That is a good CPI figure, okay? So that's why we're seeing some Canadian dollar strength. And then, okay, I got this one wrong. These are all better than expected, right? This should be giving the US dollar strength, okay? So, yeah, that is not boding well for my Aussie dollar, US dollar trade. Let's have a look at that. Okay. Yeah. It's a bad trade, guys. I explained why this is a bad trade earlier. It's a bad trade. I don't make many of them, guys, but this is a bad trade. I mean, just look at that H4. It's so overbought. It's so overextended up here, right? But let's see. Okay. Right. What else are we looking at, guys? Anyone else looking at a currency pair or something you need help with trading? Yeah, don't be shy, guys. Ask anything you like about trading. Yeah, and anything else, right? Whatever you want to talk about, we can talk about. Anyone want to talk about Trump? Do you think he's going to... I'll tell you what we can talk about. We are in the process, well, me and the editor are in the process of looking at t-shirts, right? So, you can show your support for the channel and, buy one of our t-shirts, basically. So obviously we're going to have a t-shirt that says Simply Forex on it and our logo, right? So we're going to have that done, but we're also going to get ones with some sayings, right? So we've got a couple of classic sayings that we use on the channel, like don't be a dick for a tick. But then do people really want to wear a t-shirt that says don't be a dick for a tick? And this was the debate I was having with the editor. He was like, yeah, people will want to wear t-shirts that says dick on it, basically. And I was like, I don't think they will. I was thinking doing something more clever, like, are you long or short? Question mark. Do we like that one? Not only is it a play on, buying or selling the market, it's also a play on, a bodily part, right? So there you go, guys. There's our couple of ideas from me and the editor. That's how much of a creative geniuses we are. So yeah, any ideas, guys? Have you got any ideas for trading, fun, or it doesn't have to be fun, but trading slogans to put on some t-shirts and merchandise for us, please let us know. Right, there's our couple of ideas. Get your thinking caps on. Right, Brett wants to look at the NASDAQ. Right, before we look at the NASDAQ, guys, if you haven't already, please come subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash that like button. Please check out the website for premium trading education, and also come join our trading community. All the links are below. The NAS. I always think gangster rapper when I think of NAS. Right, so again, you know, the way I trade, guys, is all about reading facts on a chart. That's it, right? And we know if we look at the weekly chart, the indices have been dropping like stones, right? But I would suggest that this candle is not very bearish, right? If anything, that is almost a buying candle because of the bottom wick. So that would suggest to me, right, dealing with facts. Okay, I think I'm going to get taken out of my Aussie dollar US dollar trade, and deservedly so. Right now, just looking at the facts, we've got a nice bullish wick, right? But we're in a downtrend. So if you see that combination, chances are, you know, it's telling us that there might be a bit of a retrace on. So price might want to retrace up to this level, right? And then from a weekly point of view, at this level, the moving average 20 coming round, this would be a really nice selling opportunity, right? So potentially we could look for buys up to here before we start selling again, okay? And this wick supports that idea. Now, if we drop down to the day chart now, right, I'm not going to... You know, is this a structure break, right? Would you consider this a structure break, right? There, right? It's a little subjective, guys, right? And I don't want subjective. I want clearly broken highs or lows, right? I really do. So that is a little subjective, right? You could just say the market is doing this, and this is where we're at. So it is a little subjective. What isn't subjective is the H4, right? We are clearly in a H4 uptrend. Ever since we broke this key level through here, right? Yeah, I'm going to put it there. You can see it was once support, resistance, resistance. And then when it breaks that level, right? We're in a H4 uptrend. We've had a nice retrace back into this support level here, right? So this is suggesting we can start looking for buys on the NASDAQ. Now, the one thing I would say is we like trend, we like the level, but the one thing we haven't got is a bullish candle, right? If anything, you know, the last H4 candle is bearish. Okay, so I would like to see a deeper retrace. All right, we've got this H4 structure. I would like to see a deeper retrace towards the moving average 20. Right, it doesn't have to hit the moving average 20 like this one. Just move towards it because it's a good indicator of value. Right, if it retraces to the moving average 20, you're getting in at a good price. So perhaps a further retrace into here somewhere, right? And then once it comes down to here, we get a nice bullish candle like this. And then I would look at buying the NASDAQ. I think this could be a nice trade. But just do not have any candles that suggest buying it at the moment. But yeah, we do like the NASDAQ. Let's have a quick look at Aussie dollar, US dollar. I'm sure... Okay, so yeah, taken out of that trade. All right, let's take a quick look at silver for Daniel. Silver, here we come. Right, guys, can I share this as well? Now, I don't know if I should admit this in public, right? But I was always thinking, right, XAG US dollar, right? Now, I was thinking, why is it XAG? So bear with me, but AG is the chemical symbol for silver. Did everyone know this? And if you look at gold here, right, you've got AU, XAU, so Forex gold. AU on the periodic table is the symbol for gold, right? And so on and so forth. If you look at copper, right, where's copper? So you'll see here CU, so Forex, and then CU is the symbol for copper. There you go. I know this because it came up in a quiz over the weekend, and we were looking at precious metal elements, as you do at the weekend. That's the kind of interesting guy I am. So yeah, there you go. Did everyone know that? Please tell me you didn't, and I know I won't feel so stupid. Right, Daniel wants to look at silver. So we have to put this in. Right, now I'm going to put it at these. I mean, there's clearly a high in here. Right, now silver has a little bit further to go before it hits those highs. Right, so just looking at the weekly chart, silver is a buy. Right, and as we know, precious metals have just been, crazy strong, especially gold. Gold, was at 3,000, and if you own any gold, you're practically a millionaire, right? So silver's telling me to buy on the weekly. If we look at the daily, it's also a buy trade, right? We've got this nice bullish candle in a daily uptrend, and like I say, we still have a little bit more room to move into. I'm put off a little bit because it is a little overextended, right? If we look at price here, it is a little bit overextended, okay? But it's flying, right? It's, that bullish candle tells me buyers are still in control. And today's candle is still moving up nicely. So everything with silver is a buy up to these levels. Then stop buying and see what the market does up here. If we look at the H4, that's clearly going to be in a H4 uptrend. Yeah, and just look at the moving average 20, right? It's such a nice entry level. Yeah, look, you can see we're in this H4 uptrend. Price is stuttering a little bit, but this becomes support. The moving average 20 is dynamic support. It is no coincidence that at that level, we get a nice bullish H4 candle and price just continues from there. Yeah, look at that. Look how it hugs the moving average 20. Again, guys, it's not an exact science, but look, that's close enough to the moving average 20. That's close enough to the moving average 20. It's just a good visual representation of value, right? And then this is bang at the moving average 20. Really nice value, and price has just continued up. And while we're at it, let's have a look at gold. Right, so gold is, flying through the 3,000 level now, right? This is that big 3,000 level that everyone made a big deal about, right? Because it's a big psychological level. But look at it. It's already at 3,033. All right. Now, yeah, it's the thing with gold is just getting in on the trade, right? It's just flying. Yeah, if we need a bit of a retrace to come higher. Right, I'm not going to start buying gold up here. All right, guys. So, yeah, I want to buy gold. I just need to wait for that retrace before I can get in on it. Guys, if you've enjoyed the analysis, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Please come join us again tomorrow, 8 a.m. New York EST time for the live stream. Get all your questions over to me. I hope you have a great trading day and see you again.